We're just trying to decide on a code for a giveaway. Honestly, roller coaster. I'm like, good grief, you're going to type a lot of letters there. Anyway, we'll come up with the word and then we'll let you know what it is and we'll do a giveaway at the end of this show. I was wrong. I thought Lily was doing this with me, but I'm on my own. So thank you for keeping me company. Now then, we're talking rice papers in this hour. Now, here's the thing. I think the words mixed media scare quite a lot of people because you think it's going to be messy and dark and grungy and you have to have all this new stuff. You actually don't. If you're making cards, you're creating mixed media because you're using card and glue and ink, aren't you? Even if you're not printing it yourself, that's what you're using. That's all it means, a mixture of mediums. Now, we've been bringing you mini download collections recently where we've just taken several themes and done 15 papers, and you buy those, you download them and you use them. I just don't want anybody to think, because it says rice paper on the actual screen, or it will do in a minute. If it actually says, I don't want you to think that you have to use them in rice paper and you have to use rice paper in mixed media on a canvas with paste and all sorts of stuff. That's not what this is about. Now, on Saturday, we brought you this show. It was so popular because we did the big collections of 60 designs at £12.50 before your discount, that we thought we'd drop another hour in for you this lunchtime, because this is phenomenal. If you've just bought any of those SVG files next door that do the frames, the boxes, the crackers, the bags, all of that, you need something to decorate it with. And I feel like I should be in a group meeting. My name's Mel and I am a paper snob and addicted to it. I have thousands of pieces of paper at home and they're all starting to get dog-eared. They're getting a little bit faded. I never use them because they're too lovely. And Diane said to me one day, everything's printed somewhere. And I thought, you know what, actually, she's right. And now with printers coming on and proper printer paper, etc., anybody and everybody can access beautiful artwork in the size that you want, when you want it. So it's a shop that never shuts when you buy digitally. And that's exactly what we've got coming up for you in this hour. What was really interesting on Saturday, I launched a lot of these with David. I couldn't remember them because every time I looked at them, I saw something different. It was brilliant. So we've got a lot to go through. So let me introduce you to the team, first of all, and then we'll crack on, shall we? So we've got our lovely Laura on cameras for this hour. There she is. We've got Emily in the producer's seat today. Hello. And you got me for another hour. I'm sorry. I know, it's a lot. Right, let's say hello to a few of you, and then we'll do the housekeeping, and then we'll crack on. We've got Sandra with us this hour. Thank you, Sandra. We've got Deborah, Lou, Ria from the Netherlands. We've got Faye with us. Wendy Corbett's with us. We've got June. Afternoon, Mel and team. We've got Shirley G. Mel, glad your voice is holding up. You must be exhausted. Send in hugs. Actually, I'm all right. Honestly, I can feel my voice starting to go a little bit croaky. By the time I rested it over lunch, I'll be fine. Let us know in the comments and keep Mel company. What you up to this afternoon? Oh, lovely. Emily wants to know. And Tracy says, hi all. Hi, Tracy. Right. Now then, let's do the housekeeping, get that bit out the way, and then we can show you this beautiful, beautiful artwork. Your giveaway code is Frosty, like the snowman, not Colin. I love that. I have to ask Sophie why she called the snowman in Santa's sidekicks Colin, because it just makes me smile. But anyway, moving on. Right, so you can watch us in different places. You can find us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, to shop with us on either of our social platforms, it's super easy. We will show you a product and that product will have a code. And all you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. then you'll get a direct message. When you open up that message, you'll see a link. Click the link, and that will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where you can log into your account and check those baskets out. Please open an account with us, because it automatically and for free makes you a member of Club Highlight, which means that even though we slash the prices on this little lot, you'll still get your discount on every order. You'll still get 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. And on a basket spend over £35 after your discounts, we'll pay you postage. Now on this show, a lot of it's digital, so there isn't any postage. And you could be crafting with these this afternoon. So if you've downloaded your SVG files from this morning, you download these, you're set, aren't you? You can go ahead and make all of that stuff, which is great. So that's how you shop on our socials. If you prefer to shop directly on our website, just pop on over to highlightcrafts.com, press play, and all the products that are in that show will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you want to purchase, and they'll go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to log in and check out, you're going to click on that shopping bag, and that will take you through that process. Okay, housekeeping done. Type the word Frosty if you want to win 200 points, and we'll draw the winner at the end of the show. Right, I'm going to do this slightly differently. I'm going to come to the printables first so that you can get these in your basket, because I know on some of them we're quite low on stock. So if you want them, please get them into your baskets. Now, we talked about this in the Minecraft Studio Hour earlier on. This is the cardstock that I use if I'm colouring in with my alcohol markers. So it's our Craftmaster Pure Print. It's 250 GSM, and you get 75 sheets. This is perfect not only for your printing, so all your backgrounds, etc., but this is perfect for your colouring in with your alcohol markers, because it has a longer fibre. So it allows that ink, even though it holds it on the surface, it allows it to blend and move, which is what you want when you're working with your alcohol markers. But predominantly here, we use it for printing our reflections on when we're using our dies. All right, so you've got 75 sheets, shop, and then the word 50, and it's £12.99. So that's your first one. Your next one is the one that I use all day, every day for my reflections artwork. Or if I'm printing something like the papers that I've just put on one of the boxes, I use 140, because my box is going to be sturdy enough. So I use a decent weight cardstock. I don't need another 250 GSM on top of that. So I print all my reflections and all my backgrounds out of this on 140. Now you get 100 sheets of this for £12.99, okay? So that is your pure print, but 140 GSM instead of 250 GSM. Now your next one, your premium, if you want true intensity of colour to the point that it almost looks like it's got a suede finish to it, this is the paper for you. Please do not put this on your scan and cut mats, because if you do, it will grab it and it's not giving it you back. You'll end up scraping it off or running it under the tap so the water penetrates through, and then scrape it off. No premium pure print anywhere near your scan and cut mat, please. And the reason for that is because the fibres are so tiny, when that printer head drops the ink onto that paper, it has nowhere to travel to, so it stops and it keeps the intensity and clarity of that colour for you. So completely different look and feel depending on which one of those you use. So if you want your premium pure print in 140, it's shop premium and it's £14.99. Now rice paper. Now I got Lily just to print off one of these on rice paper. How lovely is that? It's perfect. Now when you're printing your rice paper through your inkjet printer, get a thin piece of copier paper, get some stencil spray from Cadence, lightest spray imaginable on that piece of copier paper, put your rice paper on top and then feed it through your printer, you'll find that it takes it through. If you just try and put rice paper directly in, depending on your printer, it might wrap around the rollers, and you do not want that. So a small amount of spray, put it onto something that's going to stabilize it, and then you can print through. So that is your rice paper, shot rice, $12.99. That around a candle would look absolutely glorious, wouldn't it? How fabulous would that be as a gift? They're gorgeous, absolutely fabulous. Right, let's talk printable acetate, shall we? Look at this. The quality of this is fabulous. So if I hold this up, you can see it's transparent or translucent. But as soon as you put it as a wrap or a bow across your card, you see the clarity of that colour. This is fabulous. Now, it's for inkjet and laser. If you put it to your ear and scratch it, you'll feel one side of it has a texture and the other side of it doesn't. The side with the texture is the one that you're going to use on your inkjet printers. The side that is super smooth is the one that you're going to use for your laser printers. I would do your laser one sheet at a time, if I'm honest, because a laser can get hot. So do one, leave it for a few minutes, do another one. But it's a gorgeous way of adding bow fronts to your cards, or if you're doing something like snow globes, making it look like it's glass. It's a fabulous product. So if you want that one, it is shop acetate. You get 25 sheets for $14.99. Now next up is this. Now this is your holographic sticker sheets. If you want Northern Lights, you need this in your life. This is one of the downloads, just printed onto the holographic sticker sheets. You could then go in, I bet a punch would go through this actually. You could go in with your dies if you've got your metal shim. And of course you can use it on your scan and cut, but how fabulous is that? Imagine making somebody an A4 notebook for Christmas, just go and buy a blank one, put this over the front. It's lovely. And then you can personalize and you get that rainbow holographic feel to it as well. So if you want that one, you get 12 sheets in there, shop hollow, as in HOLO, for $14.99. Now we also have that, but in a cardstock, and this is lovely. Now in this one, you're going to get 30 sheets, I believe, for $19.99. I want you to get the most out of this possible, all right, because card prices are going through the roof. When you've got a specialty cardstock like this, you need to be, well, you don't have to be frugal with it at all, because at that price, it doesn't matter. But if you wanted to create a black with a layer of this as a matte layer and then another black layer, the best, most efficient way to do it is to take two dies or you scan and cut. So say rectangle, for example, put one rectangle inside the other, tape it in place and run it through your die cutting machine. You'll end up with a narrow frame. If you then use flat wet glue and stick that flat on top of your black card and you look at it from a distance, it will look like you've done black, holographic black, when you haven't. You've used a black piece of card and a frame of your holographic. It's really clever. Try it. And then you've got that central bit that's come out of that frame that you can use for something else. Frugal. That's what we like to be, isn't it? Especially when you've got speciality cardstock like this. So if you want that, that is Shop Mirror. It's $19.99 and you're getting 30 sheets. Now then, one of my two of my favourites next. This is your Arctic White Vellum. It reminds me of Basildon Bond. I know I say that every time, but it really does. I don't know how else to describe it. And it's got this, it's not a texture because it's smooth, but it's built into the way that this vellum is manufactured. I just want to show you this. Look how beautiful that is printed on that vellum. And this is just a box standard inkjet printer. I think we got it from Tesco's. I think it's about £50. And look how stunning that is. Imagine printing that, so taking the opacity back down so it's low in your printer, and then putting that inside, and that's your insert. Also, you could print with your laser printer onto this and foil it. And foil it. How exciting is that? I think we're bringing you the printers tomorrow. So if you want your vellum, don't miss out on this. This is lovely. This is luxury, guys. And I love the fact that when you look at it with the rice paper, it does add that extra layer of texture in there as well. Shop Arctic. You've still got a £2 saving on this. Someone's forgot to put the price back up. £12.99 instead of £14.99. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Jill. See if it tells me on the packaging. No, it doesn't. Experience is going to tell me. I'm going to say that's probably about £2.20. I would say it'll be fine for your card bases, but yes, £2.20. Okay. So if you want that one, shop Mirror. £19.99. Now I've just seen this. Look at this paper printed on this paper. That's a lot of papers, isn't it? This is our vintage writing paper. Now it's back in stock. It went out of stock a few minutes ago. It's come back into stock. We've managed to get some more. This is gorgeous. If you want that vintage look and feel, look at that. That's one of our rice paper downloads printed onto that paper. How stunning is that? That's amazing. Love that. Right, save me some because I need to print my rice papers off on that. I love that. That with craft card and white would look absolutely gorgeous. Please don't miss out on this. We struggle to keep this in stock. I'll just show you a few other images that have been printed on it. Look at these. I mean, that is fab, isn't it? That's from one of the downloads in the Minecraft Studio show. But look at these. Printing your papers and then making your envelopes out of them. That with one of the wax seals on the back. Talk about opulent. Fantastic. But look at the clarity of colour that you still get printing on this paper. How you can get it really nice and soft and feminine if you want it like that. But please don't miss out on that. And it's double-sided. We've got 3 left. I thought we were saying it was back in stock. Is that it now? 3 left. Can you ask if I can get any more? Please. Not having that. At least we can ask the question, right? Because I'm thinking about these printed on this. Oh, it's going to look lush. Right, now then, 2 more things and then we'll go through the downloads. This is our transfer paper. So what this does is enable you to print your design onto here, cut it out if you've got a certain shape that you want to cut it out of, and heat transfer it onto fabrics. Okay, so we do 1 pack that is for light colours, which has the number 2 on the back. And we do another pack that is for dark colours. Now, you can't use sublimation on dark fabrics because it bonds. The way that sublimation works is it bonds that ink to the fibres of the material. So if you're putting any colour on black, it's going to sink in, right? This is your alternative. And it's fab because this will cut on your scan and cut. So you could do it with that if you wanted to. You could print off your favourite papers, put them on tote bags, on your jeans, on the back of a jacket, whatever it is. And you can use it with this heat transfer paper. I have to say the instructions that come with this are some of the best instructions I've ever read, because I don't have pictures in my head, but reading those, I knew exactly what I needed to do. They're very, very, very good. You can use a dry iron or a heat press. Don't use a steam iron because it needs a complete solid contact with that transfer film. So if you want that one, it is, the details are coming up on the screen for you. We'll do Shop Light first, I think. There you are, Shop Light. Nope, yep, there we are. 5 sheets for $14.99. Remember, you're going to get your discounts off this. And then Shop Dark will get you the one for your dark fabrics as well. Really good fun, that. You could put pictures of your pets on, or the dogs, or whatever, you know, children, whatever it is. Right, just before we go through these downloads, I just want to show you this. So maybe you make smaller cards and you're thinking those downloads aren't for me, Mel. They're too big. A4. I don't make A4 cards. You don't need to. A little bit of our mirror card, and then look at this. If you ask your printer at your print settings to do more than one on a page, so this one I think we did 4 or 6 or 8, you can do as many as you want. It will shrink it down, and then you can literally cut into them, and these become your card toppers. How fabulous is that? So I think we did 4 on this one, which gave you this size. Then what you could do is fussy cut one of these out and decoupage it up. Sentiment, you've got your card. If you make and sell for charity, you want it to be as quick and as inexpensive as possible so that all the profits can go towards either your craft stash or charity. This is a brilliant idea for doing that, and you'll get 4 that size out of an A4 sheet. So if your A4 sheet costs you 20 pence, you're paying £5 for that. So by the time you've printed it, got your mirror card or got a your white card blank, you're looking at probably what, 50 pence to make a card? You sell those at £1.50. That's brilliant, right? Now you can also do it with your A5, just ask it to do 2 of these. So you could have that one on your mirror card or that one. Look how fabulous these are. So everything I'm about to show you, you can print in all of those different sizes. Right, now we've had the lantern box, SVG, put on this show. Do you want to go and get the printouts for me from next door, darling, please? They're on the counter. It'll say lantern on the bottom. Apparently there are a few of you couldn't get hold of it last hour, so we're putting it on this hour. Now, it says a lantern. It can be a gift box, you know. It's entirely up to you. Right, I'm going to get into these papers. Those of you that have watched Create and Craft for a long, long time, every time I look at this paper, it reminds me of one of the most beautiful human beings I have ever met. And bless her, she's no longer with us. But if that isn't Low and Love, I don't know what is. It just gives me goosebumps. Every time I look at it, it gives me goosebumps. How beautiful is that face? Isn't it gorgeous? I absolutely adore it. Right, so this is your first set. Now, we started doing mini downloads more recently. These were the original ones that we brought you, where you got 60 designs. Now, they were £29.99 each. They're now £12.50. That is just about 22 pence, I think, per design. And think about everything that you can do with it, from sublimation to card making, to scrapbooking, to home decor, to putting on your furniture, putting on your tote bags, stickers, all of it. This is artwork, so you can do what you want instead of going out. And actually, it was one of these collections, I think it was this one, that made me go, I'm not buying Stamperia anymore. And I am obsessed with that brand. I have so many pieces of their paper because they're beautiful. I have to say ours are now as good, and I love that. So I haven't bought any since we've been bringing this out. So first sheet gives you all of those beautiful designs. Look at that with the bird sat on the branch. That on a glass plate for Christmas with some chocolates on or some candles on would be absolutely stunning. That just makes me smile every time I see it. It's gorgeous. You've got your mirror on the wall. Look at that. They're fantastic. And our Sam upstairs, who designs these, just keeps getting better and better and better. Look at the faces. The softness of the face on that fawn there is exquisite. You've then got your unicorn, your butterflies, your bunnies or your hares. I mean, these are just absolutely glorious. Look at that, just with the books in the corner. That could be out of Harry Potter, that, couldn't it? When they all go home for Christmas, but Harry doesn't, because they weren't very nice to him, were they? And then look at these. I mean, just glorious. Look at that. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to get some frames. I'm going to go to the charity shop. I'm going to buy some box standard frames. I'm going to cadence them. And these are going in my home as artwork because I think they're really special. That is wonderful. Yeah, you definitely need these. £12.50 now, guys, which is amazing value for money. Then, look at her. If you've got somebody that loves Frozen, you need this in your life, don't you? Look at that. And then look at this moose. Is it a moose or a stag? Don't know. Can't decide.
I can't tell.
I think it's a stag. But look at that. How gorgeous is that? You've got that beautiful arbour there going into there. It's sat just by the water. I mean, these are just exquisitely beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely exquisite. So you've got that set. Then you've also got these. Now, these are where the winter butterflies come in. Look at that as an ice castle. That one is just like Frozen, isn't it? They're fantastic. Each and every one of them is just magical. Use these on your 3D projects. Use them on your MDF as well. Use them on your trays, all sorts of different things. And then look at that for a crown. Wow. But a winter bride, I mean, that's just spectacular. Your lantern with your little mouse in there. But you can print them when you want, on the medium that you want, in the size that you want, whenever you want them. And that's the benefit of buying digitally. And I would never have said that. I'd have been like, no, I like my physical papers. I like to go out. I like to touch them. I like to smell them because I'm a weirdo. But this is going to look fabulous. Imagine these with some of your Sospeso Trasparente on a jar. You know, the Miller jars with your rice paper. Imagine that. I mean, they're just exquisite, aren't they? So that's your first one. That one is, oh gosh, there's not enough room for everything, is there? Stay there. Shop Fantasy, £12.50. Now then, a little bit celestial here. Are you going to join me, Laura? Lovely. These are gorgeous. If you love that spiritual, oh, I mean, they're just glorious. Look at that. I mean, that as a Christmas card is just exceptional, isn't it? And again, this is £12.50. Shop Star. You're saving £27.50 on each one of these, which is amazing value. No, you're not saving £17.50. Sorry, brain's tired. You've got all of these. Look at this. So you've got that one. Then you've got that set. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? I love these with the florals on as well. And that one. Do you know, it's a fact that there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on this planet. And at this point in time, it's about 10 to 1. And imagine how many grains of sand there are on this planet. I know, and we don't even know where the universe starts and finishes, do we? Look at that. And that, I mean, I would go in and add foil onto that. I'd get my metal leaf out, my foil pen, or my glue pen, and just go in and add detail into that. In fact, if you've got a scan and cut, I showed you how to do that the other day. If you remember last Tuesday, I think it was the 6 o'clock show, I showed you how to do that. So you've got those. We're not finished yet. Now this is where you started to ask us for landscape designs. So this is what we did. Look at these. Aren't they just magnificent? I'll tell you what, if you managed to get some photographs of the Northern Lights when they were knocking about a few months ago, I missed them. I was gutted. Then these are going to be brilliant for scrapbooking, that, aren't they? It just makes you feel like a grain of sand. And there's no point worrying about what's going to happen in the next 5 seconds because you've no idea what's going to, or the next 5 years, because you've no idea what's coming. I always think if someone had said to us like 6, 7 years ago that we're going to live through a pandemic where we won't be able to leave our houses, we would never have believed it. But it happened. I love this. Look at that. The flowers in here are spectacular. Look at the hot air balloon. That's cool. See, again, I'm seeing things that I didn't even see first time round. Like I've just noticed that paper's on the board upside down. Didn't notice that before, but it is, isn't it? That should be that way around. But look at these. If you love your mystical and your magical and your Game of Thrones and all that kind of thing, these are going to be fantastic. Almost got a hint of tarot in there as well, hasn't it? With the planets, etc. And then, last but by no means least, look at these. And they are last but by no means least. Look how stunningly beautiful those are. That was upside down too, just saying. That's David. This one reminds me of one of the dies we did in the Quirky Bird, Kingdom in the Sky. Look at that, it's just broken away. I mean, they're just gorgeous. The most difficult part is picking which ones you're going to buy, isn't it, really? Because they're just all glorious. Right, let's put those back up there. Ooh. Okay. Now then, fairy tale. This is one of my favourites because I love that face. Looks like he's smiling, doesn't it? Isn't that just superb? If you love fairy tale, if you love that gentle, soft feel of the artwork, but also with the drama coming in. Oh, grief. Look at that. That, on the front of a journal, would look absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just keep getting better and better. That for your bride and groom, if you've got somebody who loves Tangled, or Rapunzel, as it was when I was little, that's going to be great for them. I like this too, with the sword. Isn't that great? On the anvil. And then that, yeah, they're just magnificent, aren't they? Absolutely magnificent. Right, now then, next board with these. I'm going to live there when I retire, just so that you know. So if you need to find me when I retire, that's where I'm going to be living, because I can imagine what it's like in there. It'd be like Hagrid's cottage, wouldn't it? Full of stuff. Love that. I think that's really pretty. One for the little ones as well. You've got that really beautiful traditional fairy tale castle in there. This is one of my all-time favourites. Look at that. That is absolutely wonderful. And I'll tell you what, that printed on that vintage paper, or the vellum, oh, that would be absolutely exquisite. And then I just go in and pick highlights out with foil. I think they're absolutely magnificent. Then you've got these as well, again, front and back of a journal. But don't forget what we showed you earlier. You can take these, if you put 4 of those on a card, you'll have them as A6 toppers. So don't think that these always have to be printed out on rice paper and they always have to be A4, because they absolutely don't. If you've got your sublimation printer, this is going to look superb. If you've got your laser printer, there's nothing to stop you printing these on your inkjets and then going in and printing a design over the top on your laser and then foiling over the top of them. It just keeps going. I love that. I think that's really pretty, just with the castle in the background. The way that we've got that detail in the unicorn, I mean, it's just fabulous. The phoenix rising, I mean, they're just spectacular. That, if you love Beauty and the Beast, look at that. Now that on printable acetate with that cut out, wow. Or your aquastone over the top to make it look like glass. And then this little chap here, no idea what he is, but I love him. Is a what? An axolotl. Are they real or are they fantasy?
They're real, they're salamanders. I used to be obsessed with them when I was little. They're salamanders.
The salamanders? I need one of those in my life. How big do they grow?
They're only about that big.
Oh, they're only about that big.
But if they lose a limb, they can grow it back.
Wow, if they lose a limb, they can grow them back.
I had to learn about them in like year 4 or something. I remember it.
Tell me what it's called again.
An axolotl.
Axolotl. Axolotl. I need to find. Oh, okay, I've remembered that now. Axolotl.
They're really cute.
This is my brain is weird. Axolotl. I'm going, right, what can I think about? Axle and throttle. Both car, axolotl. My brain does it like that. Don't ask. I have no idea why, but it does. Axolotl. I'll remember that now. Right, now then, these. So sublimation, all of that kind of thing. Look how it's, oh, just these, and then nothing to do with her, remind me of Linda Ravenscroft fairies. How gorgeous are these? Do you know what? I once met her in the green room at Create and Craft. What a lovely, lovely human, and very, very talented. And she actually had her original artwork with her, and I got really emotional because it's just so beautiful. And it just reminds me of that. Look at that. If you've got your Quirky Bird tins still, imagine cutting some of these down with those dies and building tunnels. I can't even remember ever seeing that paper, but I've been through this, must have been through this a dozen times. You just see something different all the time. They really are beautiful.
Mrs. H111.
Oh, we've got another H11 Mrs. H now, have we?
The same, but she says, I keep seeing different things in the papers. I keep having to check my downloads.
I know, right? Every time. It's amazing, isn't it? And then you've got that gorgeous book, which could be a Bible, couldn't it? So that would be lovely for wedding or confirmation or christening or whatever. But yeah, I know, I get it, Mrs. H111. I love that.
I don't know if it's.
Well, I guess it's the same person.
Do you think?
Her name was.
You know, because she comes on in Mrs. H999.
I ain't seen that name.
No, she was on. She's been on today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. So today. And then this, I love the colour palette on this. And this, for me, is just quintessential fairy tale. That, look at that, with the globe at the top. They're just magic, aren't they? Absolutely stunningly beautiful. Show you her face. Faces are so difficult to get right. And he's absolutely nailed it. And I love the way that it almost looks matte. Even though these were printed on a laser. And I'll be really honest with you, when I'm doing stuff like this, I like it printed on an inkjet because it gives you that matte finish. I want it to look like I've physically gone out and bought it as a piece of paper. And I think this is fantastic. Absolutely. I'm saving up for the A3 printer that we were bringing you from Brother, they can't get stock anymore. I know, right? So that we're just trying to source another one that will print borderless, because these are, look at that face. I love that. Look at him. With all the flowers and the texture in those wings. Yeah, quite extraordinary, these. They really are absolutely beautiful. And again, I could see that every time I look at it, I see something else. Just really clever design. Right, so that's those. Let's bring up our next set. I know this is a lot, isn't it? And I don't know how you choose, but you would have paid $29.99 for each of these. Today you're paying £12.50. So maybe you could only stretch to a couple before, and now you can get two for what you would have paid for one and still have change left over. And then you'll get your discount as well, don't forget. Also, don't forget to type the word Frosty into the comments, and we will draw somebody out to win some points at the end. You love your garden. I mean, there's no words, is there? Love it. Blackberries. My dad used to go blackberry picking on a Sunday morning. Blackberries and wimberries. Used to get on our bikes and drive to Ribchester, which was probably about 5 miles away. And then we had to ride all the way back. And the hills near us are like that. There's one called Zachary, and it's really long and really steep. I tell you what, I couldn't do it now, that's for sure. So you've got all of those. Then you've got all of these. These are going to be lovely on your card fronts, aren't they? Remember, just print them out, 4 to a page, and you'll get the perfect size for your cards. Or 2 to a page, will give you A5, etc. But I'd be going in and fussy cutting these out. And you can do that on your scan and cut quite easily. So if you had that on your mat, you would then put a piece of acetate over the top and tape it at the bottom of your mat. Then take a permanent pen and draw around that flower, or that flower if you wanted to, whichever, birds, whatever you want to do. And then you put a white piece of card in between this paper and your acetate, so that when you scan it in, all it sees is the pen marks. Then you remove the acetate, remove the card, and that cutting file will then go in and cut those out. So it's quite easy to do. Actually, you just need to know that technique. So you've got all of those. You've then got all of these with the hares and the bunnies and the jams and the marmalades and all your butterflies coming out. I mean, these are just crying out, aren't they, to be card fronts? They're just lovely. Tags, if you make your own jams, chutneys, etc. I love that. There's something about the colour, the green in that, that's really striking. And that pink, they've got that just right. Lovely. But look at all the layers. So you've got the script, and then you've got like this crackle area. Then you've got a deeper script. Then you've got your florals coming in, and then your foreground coming forward. You didn't want to do that. Yeah, no, I've torn some of the papers. Well, never mind. Then you've got the robin. Look at that. 2 red robins notebook straight away. Aren't these fantastic? And then you've also got this one as well with your gardening elements. Excuse me, and your hedgehogs. And then look at the little mice. We usually end up getting mice in our house over the winter because we're surrounded by fields, and the little field mice like that. And they're about that big. But my goodness me, they're cheeky. They're properly cheeky. We put those traps down that don't hurt them. And then we put them in the fields, and then the day after they're back because it's warm. Little monkeys they are. Yeah, I sat there the other day. I thought, what's that? I thought it was a mouse last year. I sat in the lounge and I suddenly saw this thing scurry along. I was like, what is that? Is that a spider? Because we have big spiders in our house. We collect them. We like them. But it wasn't. It was this little dormouse like that big, and it's just sat there looking at me like that. I'm going, what are you doing in my house? And it's just chattering away like that. It's brilliant. Right, let's have a look at our final offering on these, because this is wonderful. The number one reason for people to scrapbook worldwide is travel. This is perfect, but look how elegant that is. I mean, these are just strikingly beautiful. Perfect for your scrapbooking, great for card fronts, great for journals, all of that kind of thing. But I love these with the masks and the masquerade. I mean, that is gorgeous, isn't it? As a card for a bride, that is wonderful. And then you've got all of these as well. So we're going Greek, Roman, all of that. Aren't these fantastic? Look at all the tiles that are cracked. I think these are great. And there's quite a nice space to craft with these as well. So if you are scrapbooking, there's still a place to put your photographs and your journaling in there as well. And then your third one gives you this. Love these. This reminds me when Mick took me away for my 30th birthday to Paris. That was a weekend and a half, that. I got my phone stolen, my purse stolen, my phone stolen, my camera stolen on the first day. He told me we were going to a log cabin in Wales, so I'd packed accordingly. Half an hour before the taxi turns up, he went, actually, I'm taking you to Paris. I was like that. Everything went out, everything went back in. We went to this Hotel Vagram. If you ever go to Paris, don't stay there. But it was funny. So we go in, there's this very narrow entrance hall. And I said, so we checked in. I said, dining room? He went, no, dining room. I was like, okay. I went, lift? No, lift. I said, which floor? Top. 98 spiral staircase to get to our room. 98 steps, right? 98 steps. We go in. I open the wardrobe door falls off. It was like Fawlty Towers. Yeah, but we had the best weekend because we just went from cafe to cafe to cafe to cafe and walked all around Paris. It was brilliant. But yeah, we'll never forget that. He booked it online and it looked magic. Yeah, it wasn't. But it was a great weekend. So you've got all of those. I love it with the balconies in there as well. Then you've also got these. Now these are fabulous. Look at these with the, almost looks like they've been foiled, those roses, doesn't it? And then you've got your statues, excuse me, in there as well. Then you've also got this little lot. This is what it reminds me of. It was like that with the peeling paint and the curtains. Seriously, it was very funny, but we had a lot of fun. So you've got that one as well. So those are all your digital downloads. How are you going to choose? I have no idea, because they're all beautiful, aren't they? Now then, apparently we've had this added on so that I can show you this. Now this is the lantern. We have adjusted it slightly to make it work a little bit easier for you. So our Becky has created these files for you. So this was your original lantern. This was on your Christmas compendium, cutting craft or you download or USB, whichever you got. And it had the windows in, and I showed you how to take those out in one of the shows and create the arched window. So our Becky's gone one step further, which is brilliant. She's given you the acetate cutting files, because you've got acetate in here. These are brilliant with your stickers, by the way. You've got your acetate, your base, your matte layers, and your sides and your front and back with that lovely round window. Just make me sound like play school, that makes me smile. Then you've got the one with the round panel window, so you then don't need to, that's not the one, darling. Oh, you're adding that on as well? Oh, good grief. Right, blinking X. If you haven't had enough scanner cut shows today. Good grief. Right, you've got your lantern gift box in here. I'm trying to keep up with it all. With the windows in. So the same shape, but with the windows put back in. You've then got your lantern gift box with the straight window. Now, it doesn't have to be a lantern. It can just be a gift box. You know what I mean? It's just a nice shaped box, isn't it? But with these on it, wow. That's going to look amazing. And size it to it. So you could take that shape, cut it out of the paper, use that bit for this archway, and then follow that seam through like I've done there on the acetate. So it's not like you're going to crop out all of that. You'll still see it. It'll just flow through that aperture there. Then you're also getting the straight panel with the window files in there, and you're getting all of that as SVG files for £5 before your discount. Good grief. £5 before your discount, and you'll still get your points back, and you could have this afternoon and start cutting it. Brilliant, right? Shop lantern, £5. We have another one. I know. Who knew? Right, now then, here, gift boxes. I haven't got the chocolate box, Emily. I've got the cracker, but not the chocolate box. If you go in there, there's one. Oh, yeah, it is. It's just not.
It's the pencil case box.
It's pencil case box. Yes, the pencil one, the triangular one. No. That was subtle as a brick, that, love. Subtle as a brick. Right, now then. That's too big for that. But look, if you shrunk it down, that on top of that box would look absolutely fabulous. So, SVG files. I'm all confused now. Right, you're going to get this one. This is your chocolate box, or whatever you want to put in it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. Here we are. There she is. She's back. Okay. Right, so this is your chocolate box. This is called a pencil box. I'll tell you, I know what's going in here. What's going in there, do you think?
Paintbrushes.
No.
Flump.
Oh, what?
You never had a flump?
A flump? The marshmallows? No. Look at the shape of it. Come on, girls.
Chocolate bar.
Yes, which one?
Toblerone.
Oh, thank goodness. Wow.
I really was not clicking. What? Such a generic place.
Popped into my head.
It's a triangular box. There's only one chocolate bar that's triangular. Two Toblerone. But no, but that bit is when it opens it up. Look.
Oh yeah, I guess
Track.
so. Yeah.
These people who've got pictures in their heads, they don't look at shapes, do they? I do. I'm like, yep, triangle, triangle. Double Toblerone in that one. Brilliant. Then you've got this is your chocolate box all decorated up. How lovely is that? So that's that one. You then get the little handbags. Look at that. So you've got Sorry, voice needs a rest now. You've got your little handbags in there as well, and you also get the gift bag. So you can make your own little gift bags with these as well. So shop boxes, $13.99 is going to get you the SVG files for all of those. Okay, so you can resize them, scale them up, scale them down. I showed you in the show previously. I'm so sorry. How to change the perforation lines to straight lines so you can score it with your blade if that's what you want to do. I then showed you how to put an aperture inside the chocolate box, so then you could put your printable acetate behind it, or your holographic in there as well. It's entirely up to you how you make them work, but what I don't want you to look at is go, they're all A4, they're all to be printed on rice paper, I can only do them with mixed media. Absolutely not. I'm so sorry, I need to get a drink. That's not going to go anywhere. But just the glory that is this artwork, it's just really, really special, I think.
Tracy Gow, she says, going back to the axolotls, she says her son has two. They're called Del Boy and Rodney.
Oh my goodness. Tracy, can you please send me a picture?
That's great, I love that.
Mel at Highlight Crafts. Oh, I love that. I need to get an axolotl.
She says they live in a fish tank. They originate from Mexico.
I live in a fish tank. Do you know what? When I used to have guinea pigs, Patch and Fluffy, when we got them from the pet shop, they advised us to put them in fish tanks because they like to see all the way around. They don't like being caged in. So I was wearing axolotl. I'm glad to hear you're taking a good rest very soon, Mel. I'm going to have my lunch. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to start cutting loads of sospeso trasparente out. Leslie Allen says, what weight of card would you use for the boxes, please, Mel? I use the posh card. So that was anything from 280 up to 380, I think. I would say somewhere 250 and above would be perfect for it. We've then got Louise. Hi, just a quick question for now or later in the Scan and Cut show. I have a fairly new machine, and today the mat suddenly started loading to one side. I've cleaned the rollers and the back of the mat. Any help would be appreciated. That sounds like either your rollers are slipping or there's something stuck on it. I want you to, can you put this in the group chat, please? UK support, capital U, capital K, capital S, at capital S Scan and Cut .eu. Might need to get your machine looked at, but as long as you just make sure there's nothing on those rollers as they turn round, and if there isn't, then message them and feel free to copy me in if you want to. Wendy Corbett says, will you be bringing a stencil for a lamp? Best not type the word as it will get added to my basket for us people who don't use Scan and Cut.
Lantern.
Oh, lantern. I can ask the question, Wendy. Absolutely, I can ask that question for you. I'll put it on Becky's list. Then we see Mrs. H999 is there. See? I know. Well, there's three because there's me, Mrs. H666, like the devil. And then Tracy Goucher, axolotls are great. My son has two, Del Boy and Rod Lake. They live in a fish tank and originate from lakes in Mexico. I think I need an axolotl in my life. What do they eat? What kind of things do they eat? I think I might now go. If when Mick says to me, what do you want for Christmas? I'll go, I'll have an axolotl, please. He'll be like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
Highlight mascot. Yeah, that'd be a great shout.
Oh, that's cute.
Crafty Lou said, I'm sorry you didn't know about Lowen. Yeah, that's really sad. But you know what? She left an impact, didn't she? She was brilliant. I remember doing a show with Lowen. One of the best shows I've ever done. So it was Christmas. We're in the Ideal World set, in the Ideal World on a Tuesday night. I can remember which set as you walked into the studio. It was that one facing you there. And if I'm stood like this doing the show, there's like a chest of drawers there and a massive Christmas tree behind us, like a huge Christmas tree. And she decided she wants something off that shelving unit. So she comes behind me, goes round, picks the vase up, turns around, knocks the Christmas tree over. And I saw it go, and all I could do was that. And it literally dropped. So she went, oh, it's fine. I know what Lauren was like. Picked it up like that. Top part came off in one hand. Bent down again to pick it up. Middle bit came out in another hand. I'm crying, laughing. The producer in our ears is going, Lauren, leave the tree alone, get back to the show. And we couldn't, we were just howling, laughing. I'll never forget that. She just ended up with these two pieces of Christmas tree stood there like that in the show. It was brilliant. Lots and lots of lovely, lovely memories of our Lowen, especially the one when she was being really naughty and she took a full pot of gilding flakes and went like that under the air conditioning in the studio. I was like, you little horror. And she was crying. She was just one of the most lovely humans you would ever, ever meet. Don't worry about my voice. I need to rest for half an hour. It'll be good. Tracy says we feed them pellets, but lots of people feed them worms. I think I'd go with pellets, I think. I don't like the idea of feeding them something else that's alive. Makes me go a bit funny like that. Mrs. H999 said she's always here. I know, in the background. Yes, don't straw a winner. And then I'm going to go and eat. And then I'm going to cut loads of espresso. And then I'm going to come back at 6 o'clock and do scan and cut again. Julie Waller, well done, Julie, brilliant. Right, keep an eye out for an email for us. We will get 200 points added to your account. Thank you for your company. I really enjoyed that show. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Make sure that you check out your baskets, get those downloaded, and then you can print them to your heart's content.